Welcome to your support group podcast, home of the #1 podcast that supports you and what you like to do. As always, we got Kenny, we got Q. What's up, Q? How was your week?
It was good. How was yours?
It was excellent. It was excellent. I didn't win a Powerball, so you know.
Me either.
Somebody out in Oregon, some unknown town in Oregon has won it. They ain't specifying what town it was yet or anything like that. And then two, it was like a 4-hour delay on them putting out the numbers. I was like, yeah, they're trying to make sure they ain't giving those numbers to any black folks. No community that is multicultural or anything like that will get this money. I said that as soon as I seen this delay, I said, oh boy, they are making sure that money go to some town that we never heard of, where it's 3 people, 4 cows, probably some weed plants that live there or whatever. But they ain't giving it to us because they already know. 1.3 billion. Oh, we having a heck of a party. and we bringing everybody out the hood. We buying apartment complexes, everything. They ain't gonna give us that kind of money. Nope. So I was like, yeah, I guess we don't lost this one. So I just put my little $6 ticket away.
Yeah.
I figure you got to give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? You got to be fair. I always talk junk about the lottery. I know it's a fix, but I give it a shot because you never know.
You never know.
I don't want to be that person that doesn't play and then, you know, somebody in my community actually wins. So somebody got to win it.
Right.
I just would prefer it being me, but somebody got to win.
I mean, you can't win if you don't play. So,
That's true. That's true. How many tickets did you buy?
Walk up to you and just hand you a ticket and say happy birthday, and then you just happen to win.
How many tickets did you buy, Q?
I only bought 2. Like I've said, I play a set of numbers always, and then I just get a quick pick and just see what happens.
That's exactly what I did. I played my 2 little numbers that I always play, and then I do a quick pick. Yeah, so that was my $6 going down the drain. Now I gotta go to Save a Lot or what's the other food places, Compare Foods or something like that, and buy me some food because I'm poor now because I lost my $6. That's life now. I didn't win the Powerball. None of my kids are going to college because I didn't win the Powerball. Like, it's just crazy. People just be thinking outside their mind sometimes about things. And speaking of those things, I want to talk about this lunar eclipse because there's a lot of rumors going on around the internet about this lunar eclipse being the end of the world. I've seen a lot of posts where parents are talking about not sending their kids to school that day or keeping everybody inside the house that day or not going to work. And I'm like, really? Is it that real? So for the people out there that don't know, I think it's like it's April 8th. April 8th. But what I was going to talk about was the totality, the line. I think it stretches from like the tip of like Ohio and comes across to like Texas. But everywhere else along the East Coast and along the West Coast, we'll see some of it, but it won't be like black outside for that moment. It'll be a little tan. It'll be a little tan, especially on the East Coast, because we get a little bit more into it. But on the West Coast, they'll probably just get like a little splurt of something. But we'll get the actual, like some brownish. And then I've seen where New Jersey had a 4.8 earthquake. And everybody's like, oh, 4.8 earthquake. And then the eclipse is 4.8. That gotta mean something. That gotta mean something. And I'm like, these are just coincidences, because I could have swore back in like the 80s or something like that when I was a kid, New Jersey had a little bit of an earthquake. They even had hurricanes before Sandy come up there. But it's just things like that happen along the East Coast, and everybody is shocked when it's an earthquake. But North Carolina has had earthquakes.
Yeah.
Anywhere where you got mountain ranges, that's a sign of a fault.
Mm-hmm.
The Appalachian Mountains are a sign that there is a fault line here. Those are
Yeah.
two parts of Earth. Let's get
Right.
into science. Those are two parts of Earth coming together and pushing up against one another. That's how mountains are formed. Hello. So
That's
earthquakes can
science.
happen on the East Coast. Yes. Earthquakes can happen on the East Coast. Yes. The Himalayan mountains are part of a fault line. The Rocky Mountains are part of a fault line. It
Yeah.
happens. It happens.
I was
Earthquakes
in
happen
North
everywhere.
Carolina. We had a little rumble. I was
Yeah.
sitting in the parking lot and it did. And I was like, okay. And just everything just went right back on like business as usual.
Yeah. When it happened, I was working for a floral company. And so I was walking up to the front, because I worked in the shipping and receiving department. I was walking up to the front to go hand in my paperwork. As soon as I got in the office, I got ready to walk towards the door where I put my paperwork and stuff at. And as soon as I got ready to walk, it was like I was drunk for a second. Like it was like boom, boom, boom. And I was like, what the hell just happened? And the lady at the desk was like, did you feel that? I was like, I was walking when that happened. What was that? They was like, the windows started rattling and everything. Was it an earthquake? And then a couple minutes later, we found out it was actually an earthquake. But I mean, anywhere where you have gold or any type of diamonds or anything like that, that's compression. You know what I'm saying? So North Carolina has a history of mining gold. Duh, we got a college here called the UNC Charlotte 49ers. There are still mines in Charlotte. We got a little gold thing, a little gold mine here where the kids go explore. Right down the block, matter of fact, where I live. So I mean, it's a thing where people just don't realize, the earth is just made up more than California having earthquakes. or the South having hurricanes or anything like that. Anything can happen anywhere because we're not in control. Sorry, we're not in control. So if you're sitting around here plotting your life or spinning your life around to wait to see what happens after the eclipse, you Y2K bug people, the world is not. I'm here to tell you, the world is not going to end. Why? Why? Because God didn't say so. Because if you wanted it to end, it'd be over with already. So, I mean, it's according to what you believe or whatever like that. But biblically speaking, we don't know the day nor the time. That's that. And you think you're going to give, he's giving us signs. Okay. Okay. If you want to give me signs, then he can call my cell phone. That's God.
I mean, if that's the case, everything is a sign. I mean, from what happened in Acapulco last year, because they had never experienced the Cat 5 hurricane, and I'm pretty sure they're still trying to recover from that. What's going on overseas? There's stuff happening in various parts of the world. I mean, there's always going to be some type of natural disaster. What happened in Baltimore? That wasn't a natural disaster, but nobody was expecting that to happen. It's like,
right.
Stuff is always happening. Even as we sit here speaking, something is happening.
Something is happening. Yes, I agree. And yeah, that's the thing. Like people look for the worst and try to put their BS into it. Part of the issue is, and I know a lot of people will probably say, oh, here we go. Well, part of the issue is global warming. Of course, this is my caveat, and this is just my opinion. Anybody else can feel any kind of way. The planet has a history of global warming. We're just speeding up the process by what we're doing here on this earth. But the planet has a history of global warming. Why? It's because everything has a cycle. Just like forest fires unless they're human made. But just like forest fires happen, there's a lot of trees up out there that have to be burnt in order for their seedlings or new things to fall to the ground and create new things. So it's a lot of people out there that are saying, oh, forest fires are so bad and things like that. But no, it's some trees and some bushes up out here that need those fires, that need the process of elimination in order for them to be able to survive and live. It's part of nature, you know. And so a part of this is the earth is shifting, the earth is growing. We evolve as human beings, so does the earth. And I truly believe that when people say, oh, as the earth rotates around the sun, it's slowly but surely shifting because of how the weather has changed so much. So I don't 100% believe in the whole global warming thing. We play a part in it. That's my not 100% in it. But the earth itself is also playing a part in it as well.
Yeah. Everything has a cycle, like you said. I mean, humans don't look like we originally did. So, I mean, the earth can't continue in the same capacity that it did millions of years ago. It will evolve and it will do new things. And of course, as humans, when we go messing with things, how many movies have been done about humans not listening and nobody takes heed? We just continue to do the same dumb stuff.
We continue to just not listen.
How many messages are they going to put out in these movies? But, people still do the same stuff. And it's just when our bones are turned into dust in our wherever we go, and somebody will be here. I don't know what they're gonna look like or what they're gonna be doing. But that's not gonna be my concern because I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be with the ancestors.
Yeah. I mean, by then those human beings gonna evolve. I mean, just think about this, right? When we were born, there was computers, but they was as big as a house. They just started with the cell phones, but you had to carry a bag with the cell phone in order for it to work. Everybody didn't have color TV. There was no cable. And you think about in the last, I want to say probably about 40 years, how far technology has advanced. That's crazy. And then we took 200 years to even get to that point where technology can evolve. Because you think about it, the car is like the 1900s. So before that, what did we do? Nobody thought about any of this stuff. So humans are going to evolve. You know what I'm saying? We're evolving faster. Technology is evolving faster. So by then, maybe they'll have like gills and breathe underwater. Who knows? Or maybe we'll have like a blowhole. The oxygen can be like carbon or whatever, and we can breathe in carbon. Who knows? But as of right now, in this lifetime, like I want to say, just stop overthinking it. I'm a conspiracy person too, but I like conspiracy built in fact. I like conspiracy built in fact. I like to look at things like it's a book I'm reading called The Imperial Cruise, and it's talking about how FDR sent a delegation up over there to Asia to basically brainwash them into becoming sides with the U.S. And in short form, over time, this is how World War I and World War II began. You know what I'm saying? Because of the things that the U.S. was trying to do. I like things based in fact. Lyndon B. Johnson, only reason why he signed, the Civil Rights Act is because he was following up with what Kennedy did. But underneath, he was a racist. Yeah. He said a lot of N-words and this word and that word. So, yeah. I mean, and this is why, conspiracy fact, this is why a lot of black folks still vote Democrat, because they think that hey, if they signed the Civil Rights Act, right, then they got to be right. No.
I mean, it's the same thing with one young lady. She posted very ignorantly, and this is what I say sometimes when black people say stay out of black folk business, stay out of black folk business because you don't belong here. talking about why are we so upset with Abraham Lincoln? Wasn't he the one that freed y'all? Ma'am,
Did you?
respectfully, Stufu, just go on over there and sit down. Cause
Did,
you about to get cussed out. You about to get cussed out.
so 9 times out of 10, she didn't do her own research before even making a comment about Abraham Lincoln. First of all, the only reason why he did that was basically taxes at the end of the day. The North, the industrial North, was tired of these sugarcane barons down in the South, these cotton barons down in the South, making a whole bunch of money off of free labor when the industrial North had to pay everybody. So the industrial North got tired, and I'm short forming this for you people about that. The industrial North got tired and went to Lincoln and they delegations and stuff like that, and was like, hey, we got to do something about these dudes down here. They got free labor, and they ain't paying no taxes on none of this stuff. So yeah, do your research. I'm telling you, do your research. It'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
Because even though we was free, we was still, what, 3/5 of a person?
You know, and it's like, girl, and she was another minority, but it's like still, I don't insert myself into your community's business. And if I do make a comment, I'm going to go research it first before I just say something ignorantly. Because what? And you don't tell me who I should like and not like anyway. I don't care what he did.
I'm trying to tell you. Because, it's something that I was always told. Everything free ain't good for you. And so freedom was kind of not good for Black folks. Because then we still had to end up going back to master and working for him for pennies on a dollar. We didn't have nothing. So, and some of us wasn't educated. Some of us couldn't migrate. Well, over time we did end up migrating to the North, but it's those things, people don't go into the facts, people don't, everybody's always talking about conspiracy or putting these things together or things of that nature. You need to read, like a pastor once told me, if you're going to read the scripture and take that scripture for fact, you need to read before that and after that. And then you get a better understanding. And so that's why I try to tell people, you need to read completely who that person was and go from the beginning to end, and you'll end up seeing what happened. Or read those facts of how that happened, like a delegation or a Black delegation was in Wilmington and they built up all this stuff. And then just like Black Wall Street, the white mob came in for no apparent reason at all, some made up stuff, and then destroyed it, things of that nature. But I'm going to talk about something that is a hot topic right now, and that is the Diddy case, the Diddler.
Oh, Lord. The Diddler, not the Diddler.
The Diddler, as 50 Cent has lovingly called him. Apparently, since the Cassie case, he's on this, I don't know whether I should say that, but he's like on this Bill Cosby type angle right now. There's more people coming out saying different things, putting more stuff on him. And then for clarity, because everybody keeps writing, oh, the feds went in his house, the feds went in his house. No, Homeland Security went in his homes. Homeland Security deals with sex trafficking. I know that for a fact. Trust me. I can call somebody and they will gladly state that they work for Homeland Security and say, yes, that's what we do. Homeland Security went in his house because of sex trafficking. Now, the only reason why they would go is if they had more information than what Cassie had put up out there. And they have to have their facts straight. They can't just go and just ransack somebody's house because they the feds. No. Homeland Security has to have fact, which means they got something. Oh, they got something. They're building a case. Yeah. I see Q just holding her mule.
You know how stuff is just weird and you just wonder about it, and then slowly but surely it just all starts to come out. You know, a lot of stuff was weird about Oh Boy, and then it came out. And this was back when everybody was, really bumping his music, and I was just like, something don't sit well in my spirit about it.
Well, the thing with Old Boy was he said it in his songs.
Mhm.
He called himself the Black Pied Piper. What did the Pied Piper do
Right.
when they didn't pay him? He took away the children.
Uh,
The man said it in his songs.
they were just like,
There's
you're doing too much. You just listen to the music. I was like, all right, let me load some over here and sit down, man.
there's always hints. There has been hints for years that the Diddler has been doing little weird things. Most upcoming musicians either say, "Oh, I went to a Diddy party," or "Nah, man, I ain't fooling with them Diddy parties."
And what Cat Williams said, you gotta tell him no. You
Yeah,
gotta tell him no.
yeah, and so I'm thinking like this: there is more to this story than meets the eye, and the reason why I'm saying that is because the Diddler is aligned with a lot of black elites, politicians, reverends.
Yeah, yeah.
And supposedly the Diddler had cameras in the house mic and was basically surveilling everything everybody did at these parties. And so I don't think it's necessarily them going after the Diddler. That's the big eye opener for me.
Mm.
I think it's who triggered all this.
Mhm.
It's because there's more than Cassie on this. I mean, the Cassie case, that's basically why he paid her out so quick. Was the kind of
Yeah.
because somebody up above him, because trust me, you are not the man. Somebody up above him said, "Nah, close this out because it's going to start a landslide at BS." So he paid her the money real quick.
It's given Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, it's given that whole scenario. Because, I mean, if it start to come out, I ain't saying he ain't gonna be here too long, but I'm just saying if something suspicious happens, it's just because people don't want this stuff to get out.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's something real suspect. And the thing is, when we talk about the Jeffrey Epstein thing, we still don't know what the hell is on that list.
We
The
don't.
Diddler
We
could
don't know.
the Diddler could be on that list. The Diddler and his cohorts could be on that list. So we don't know, And I got a shout out a YouTuber too. I was watching his little thing on the Diddler, and man, he broke it down from top to bottom. I think it's the best version of the Diddler whole thing being broken down. And man, he started at the beginning, like, hey, what intern instantly becomes like the head of A&R, the head A&R at a record label, then the vice president within like a year. Something just not right. And then, you get fired from him, and then his boss comes around and says, "Hey, I got you. Let's start your record label," and give you the money and start your record label. So, I mean, I definitely have to put a link to that one in there when we talk about the Diddler, because I think that is probably the best breakdown of how everything probably just about happened. And it's weird, And Jaguar, right? She was, for the most part, she was right about some of this stuff, She was talking about this stuff many years. But some of it is kind of stretched. I can tell. But And nah, some of this was real. It's starting to make sense, and now it kind of make you give a side eye to like some of the stuff. Like, take that. What? He outside your house stalking you. You a grown ass man. You ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. It's bad boy for life. Yeah, I bet you Will Smith and them for Bad Boys ain't gonna play no bad boy music.
They're probably trying to burn the whole soundtrack. Stop. Like, get that off there. Can you redo the movie?
Oh man. But it's a part of me that hates to look at the plight or the fallout from another black man. You know, I it's kind of disheartening, you know, because you want all of us to be successful. And I mean, if you out here doing bad shit, you should get caught. I'm sorry. I mean, you shouldn't be out here just doing dumb shit, bad shit. People, eventually you're gonna get caught. But I hate to see the fall of it, you know, and so many people without facts or knowing anything about the case, you know, speaking about it and different things like that. I hate to see that kind of stuff, you know. And I know it's a part of him that hate that he even put himself about there like that, but you did it to yourself. And just let it be a lesson for the next person that comes along behind him who's thinking about doing something stupid. When you reach those heights, remember all that stupid stuff you did, it's gonna come back to haunt you. It will.
Yeah.
It will. Trust me. When I get my $10 billion and, you know, me and Q is doing the show in Tahiti in the tiki hut, and then some dude comes randomly walking up with some papers, I'm already gonna know what it is. Probably something I did back in 1990 something. I bust somebody in the head, and it's just coming back to haunt me. But it's all right. That's life. You know, they will, you know, when you got the money, they will reach out and try to grab it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just facts. But I think that people shouldn't be talking about it without the facts on anything, any conspiracies, anything like that, without dealing with the facts. I mean, it's good to make jokes, you know, but don't make it to the extent where it's actually hurting somebody or destroying somebody. You know, don't be the wrecking ball that's already taking place in their life. They already have they had a wrecking ball just coming through there because they did it to themselves. You know, so the wrecking ball is gonna come through there. They got to live with themselves, and you know they don't need that. But as far as like the conspiracies go, with the Earth ending, Earth ain't ending. I see you April 9th, and you better have my sandwich and my gas. But it is weird that it's been like a little bit of a rolling blackout test going on. And Duke Energy, better not play with my damn power. I paid my bill. Don't turn my stuff off. Serious. I'll go steal a truck and hook my shit back up.
Oh,
Yeah. Q, you got anything you want to add?
nah, I'm good on all of it. I'm just, yeah. just we'll just see how it all plays out.
Yeah.
Because that's
definitely.
basically all we can do. Because honestly, with all these situations, we're not going to know the full scope and spectrum. Because even when the truth does come out, there are bits and pieces that are withheld to sometimes protect people.
Exactly.
And honestly, as long as justice is served, we don't need to know all the details. And I wish people would stop getting so hung up in knowing every little bit and piece, because sometimes stuff is not, it's not good for you to know every little thing. Like, let some of that stuff just, let the police deal with it, let them serve their time, and just let it go away. Just know you don't need to be doing with it, whatever they did.
That's what I said. Don't let it be a lesson to you. Don't do what they did.
Don't do what they did. Find better uses of your time. But I think that's what a lot of these rich folk do is they get this money and they be bored. You know, I found it. I don't know what to do with it. Money. It's just.
I can tell you one thing you can do with it. You can send me some of it.
Right. I said I have a pull up black girl from Louisiana fund, but nobody ain't donated yet. But they be bored and they just find weird shit to do instead of doing something more productive.
Yeah. I already know if I had that kind of money, only thing I'd be doing is just be buying cars, driving them for about a month, and then trade them in. Like I got my weird thing is cars. I like cars and shoes.
Yeah.
So
I want them both. My daughter asked me, I kept seeing boats yesterday, and I kept saying, oh. And she said, so what kind of boat you want, Mom? I said, I want a yacht. I want one where I could sleep in it, take a shower. I want a full-on yacht. Like a mini cruise ship with my own captain.
Sure, where you at? Yeah, I'm in the Indian Sea right now.
Yeah.
I'll be back in 2 weeks. Well, damn, Q, you've been gone for a month. I know.
I'm on the water. That's where I'm at. As long as it ain't storming, you know.
Yeah. The only part about the boat is I can't swim, so
get your life jacket. Get some real things around your arms.
I need me one of them 24-hour life jackets where all of a sudden it look like a little thin little vest, and I'm just on the boat chilling, and I fall over, and all of a sudden I just pull the string and it poof, well to the top. But no, that's why I said I just stick with cars. But I would go out and go get me a pilot's license and just pull up in my jet. Like, you might got you a boat, but I'm riding jet. Yeah, I can get there now. Kenny, we talking about California. Trust me, my jet fly fast.
I don't fly that fast. Unless you're in a spaceship or some shit.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, until you got all the facts, just keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Yeah. And with that said, if nobody told you that they love you today, we do. And if nobody tells you that they love you on April the 9th, guess what? We do too. So if you haven't had an opportunity to go check out our website, go to www.ysgpodcast.com. And we'll see you later. Nanu.
Yes, support group.